That is my boy. Fucking, I'm going.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to Hood Approved Reviews with the Hatman. I am your
no! Fuck you, Dan. You don't get to know. You making it like you're with the Hatman? No. You don't.
And producer Todd.
No, that's not the way you were doing it. God damn it!
Stop being whack, Todd. God damn it.
I'm gonna give you artificial face coloring on the next episode if you act up, Dan. Get you canceled.
That's fucked up, Todd. It's not. He can't be canceled when your producer fucking adds it in digitally. Not gonna get canceled by AI, motherfucker. So we're here tonight to talk a different kind of hood rat. We have discussed the literal hood rat.
No, this is the literal hood rat. When you say hood rat, that's what comes to mind. A goddamn hood rat.
Are you saying Willard in the hood is not a real thing?
No. I've never been. Oh, look, there's a hood rat, and there's a rat runs by. Yeah, I don't know. I've said, oh, look, there's a hood rat, but I'm not pointing at a goddamn rat.
This is true. There are many terms for rats out there. You never know.
There's more than hood rats. There's other rats. There's ring rats. There's those rats.
there's rats everywhere. It's a rat infested world. But we're talking the one that does not have iced tea. So the other,
they have tail, but not those kinds.
This is true. This is true. One is much more appealing. One, you have a very different reaction when it's in your house versus the other.
I don't know. I'm still like,
you're still wanting to smash. You're still wanting to smash it, but in different meanings. So yeah. Anyways, so we're back in the hood, Tad. We're here tonight to talk Hoodrats 1 and 2, or I should say Hoodrats and Hoodrats 2, Hoodrat Warriors.
I know that's not on the cover. We'll get to that one. We're talking about this one first.
There you go. Which of course Todd owns.
Hell yeah.
Let's get into tonight's first feature. Both of these from writer-director Edgar Arellano. And this is the 2004, I believe, Hoodrats. So Loco and Mario are homies who are always up to no good. But when an ex-con asks for their help, it's an offer they can't refuse. With the cops on their case, booties on the brain, and two killers from the south of the border trying to take what they don't even know they have, the stage is set for the only game worth playing. Survival of the fittest. The streets are their playground.
Sounds a lot more epic when you read it.
That's a lot more. Todd, this movie is fucking trash.
Oh my God, you're a son of a bitch. I love this piece of trash. It's basically, it's like, all right, we're gonna have Mexican Jay and Silent Bob standing around harassing people. Done. Check. Random people walking by, instead of you ever fuck a fat guy in an overcoat, now they're just fucking with the hyenas and yeah.
Todd, let's be honest. This movie fucking sucks.
Oh no, 100%. No, see, I had fun with it 100%. It is a piece of crap, but this is what I love. These are the kind of hood films I like. We're not talking about some, mainstream Master P Lionsgate film. We're talking bottom of the barrel, made in the goddamn hood by fucking hood people with hood actors who can't add a fucking lick. That's right. See, and this is why, Dan, you don't get the solo hood approval, because there is more than one thing that makes it great. See, that's the thing. When you watch a hood movie, you're thinking you're going in the wrong way. It's a good movie. Like, if you thought this was going to be good, Dan, you were sorely mistaken. I told you, it's like we'll go right into it, because they fucking, as Mexican Jay and Silent Bob are trying to spit to the hood rats as they go by, they end up finding a couple, end up at their house, and then they're just fucking kicking back for like an hour, dancing into some shit. It's like nothing happens. Then the fucking
long fucking scenes of nothing happening at all.
That's the thing. But the dialogue was so horrible. I was like, oh, this is fucking garbage. But for me, it was fun. Like, I had fun. Like, these are the kind of garbage hood movies I like. I like just, this is underground. It's like they made a movie, they did it, it doesn't always work out when I'm with horror stuff because there's a lot of things that need to hit. But with this, it's got the things I like. Yes, Dan, you can complain about the lack of it now. Go ahead.
No, look, here's the thing about this movie. So you kick it off, two guys hanging out. He gets into a fight for grabbing this girl's ass. I'm like, okay, maybe this is going to lean more sex comedy, which certainly something I'd enjoy. I don't know.
No.
Like I said, I don't know exactly what this is. Then we go to this. There's all setup and no delivery in this movie. So he gets picked up by like this racist cop who's interrogating him, and I'm thinking like, okay, so somehow this is going to factor into the storyline. It doesn't. It's just something that happens, and that's it. Then they run into a couple other hood rats, and they seduce them with 40s.
You know what, Dan? You may think that's laughable, but
40s and car repair. In fairness,
oh well, see, I do 40s and Boone's Farm wine, but it works.
I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Well, it did. I'm not trying to offer Hoodrats 40s anymore. I'm kind of past that stage of my life.
I will try next time I'm in California, since I'm still in that stage of my life.
Yeah,
Todd, we're gonna do that. You're gonna have to introduce me to some hood rats. I'll have some 40s.
I don't know any Hoodrats anymore, Dan. I'm a happily married man.
Well, we'll find them, Todd.
Come
Come on, Todd. I know the hood. We could find some.
Jesus, I'm gonna make sure you have the wrong hat on, Dan.
I'm gonna bling it out, Todd. I'm gonna bling it out. We're gonna make it happen. So, anyways, they seduce them with promise of car repair in 40s, and they basically just hang out a little bit. It again, there's no skin in this or anything like that. If that's
what I was giving you the option. Like that was, I know, one of your things.
Well, I know not to expect it because these movies, it's not very heavy. It's a weird thing.
Well, there's a difference. Okay, this correct, but when it's a movie made by a rapper, not a movie starring a rapper. When it's a movie made by a rapper, they almost always have the video whores in there showing their tits.
Okay, so here's the thing about that. Now, I'm not saying you're not more of an expert in some of these movies. You've seen more, but I've seen enough. Even in some of like the Master P.
No, see, here's the problem. Those are movies starring Master P, not Master P movies. That's where the rapper
no limit films.
Okay,
it's his label.
Okay, those are the later ones. So yeah, those are the ones that went mainstream though. I mean, like the movies made by rappers, like.
And see, like
I forget, like those did because those were really co-Lionsgate productions. But I'm talking about like now
any rapper has the ability to get some random
and that's why in the movies that they make, like that are like rapper movies, excluding the Master P Lionsgate films, they almost always do. I don't know one that hasn't.
Then you're gonna have to point this out.
I'll tell you, when we get to rapper movies, like not movies starring rappers, there's a difference. Like the ones that they made when they were like I'm About It and The Game Is Sold to Be Not Sold Not Told, like those like rapper movies, like the ones that they made, like they're different. I don't know how else to explain it.
There are no rappers, as far as I'm aware, in these.
No, I mean there's some rap. I was listening, some of these like these underground, like never made it raps. I was like, some of those are okay. And it's not all Darren Ferguson, I'll say that, or Dustin. Sorry, I meant Dirty D. My bad. There's no Dirty D tracks. I was like, all right, I could handle this.
No, in the hood of Amityville. So they hang out a little bit. I love hangout movies sometimes that aren't quite as plot driven. These people weren't interesting enough for me to make this work. There's a couple like funny random lines when the girl like asks him to eat her out, and he's like, "You want to plow my garden? You want to pull up some weeds?" I was like, oh, okay, interesting dirty talk at the very least. And then from this point, after wasting a lot of time, some guys come up to the house, and it kind of becomes Last House on the Left Light, or House on the Edge of the Park Light.
Yeah.
I guess I should say. It doesn't go there, but that's essentially what it is. There's one, and you can tell nobody here is like a real actor. They're I'll just call him Discount Bin Giovanni Lombardo Radice. He's just sitting there and he's going way over the top. And I will say, at least this guy was making me laugh. But he's just sitting there. I think it's time. We have to have some fish tacos. Everything but twirling his mustache.
See, I like the shittiness of it. See, that's me though.
But this is very, very shitty. At least at this point, it makes me laugh a couple times. The problem with this movie is, on top of the non-existent script, there are some scenes that go on forever, and there's just nothing of any entertainment value happening. And then we do kind of get into some of the story, and you can't spoil this movie because again, nothing happens. Let's just say somebody is killed and they're trying to dispose of a body, and then the movie just fucking ends. There's no resolution.
Okay.
There's no climax.
I'm still not sure if they killed the Hoodrats or not at the end. Still not.
Yeah, it's unclear.
I kind of like that. My version of the story is they and off the Hoodrat. I've been watching a lot of murder shows lately. Also, I found out you can't get away with anything in this damn digital era. God damn.
It's like nothing. Like there's no resolution. Nothing really happens.
And then we end right where we started. See, that's what I like. It's such like, this is like what you thought was going to make it. I think the fact it's so shitty is what makes it endearing to me. I will not recommend this to anyone I know. I will tell you that now. So I made Dan watch it because Ben wanted me to talk about him. So we made it to this. But
Ben Grimm is a Hoodrat aficionado. That's his thing.
So there we go. Hoodrats. It's got a nice cover. These aren't the Hoodrats in the movie.
Nope.
I'd like to see them Hoodrats though in the movie. So there we go.
In one of those rapper movies that does show titties.
Yes, I'll make sure the next one we'll get when. Yeah, I'll make sure you get see some rapper group.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I was like, really? That's it? We don't even get to know what you did, what you didn't do. It's not good. It does. It has a couple funny lines, like I said, and that's a wrap. What do you rate this one, Todd? Let's see if it's half hood approved.
I am going to give it a 1. Though my enjoyment. No, it's not a good movie. I told you it's a piece of shit. You want me to rate it off on my enjoyment? If I rate it off my enjoyment, I'm probably like a 3. If I average it out, I'd probably be like a 1.5 or a 2. I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying I had fun watching it because it was such a piece of shit. I've literally said that from the beginning on this. It's not a good movie. I won't even recommend it to anyone like Ben who or anyone else who likes bad movies, because you really got to like bad hood movies. Because this is literally like 6 people with a video camera making shit up, and that's why scenes don't make sense, and that's why things run too long. Because, I'm
not quite a 0 because at least it kind of made me laugh once or twice. So I'm a half star. This one's
I'm double, so it makes sense. You're halfway.
Now I will say, going into the next film,
you know what? I can't. I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
All right.
1.5.
That is still not hood approved. So
it is not hood approved.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. This one just doesn't get the full hood approval. So moving on to our next film, which I will say, you can, if you think you just want to watch Hoodrats 2, that's fine. Totally different movie. Nothing connecting it to the original. Just the same director. So we'll talk about the epic sequel, because Hoodrats made tens and tens of dollars.
This is the Aliens of the series. Well, I guess that would make the first one Alien. We don't want to go that far.
We've got Xenomorph Hoodrats in this one.
Look at that nice car. All right, go ahead, start talking about it.
Now you already made it so they dropped the ball for not having like some homeless man. They mostly come out at night. Mostly. All right, Hoodrats 2, Hoodrat Warriors. In this film, when one of their girlfriends is badly beaten by her boyfriend, the leader of an LA gang, the three beautiful Hoodrats, badly beat the boyfriend in return. The word goes around LA that a bounty is on the head of these three Hoodrats. One street battle after the next ensues until the Hoodrats turn to the king of the city for help. Okay. Now this one is fun. I'll say that off the bat. Shitty, but shitty fun. And that's like the big difference. And Todd, I believe you did say you wanted to go first on that.
I do on this one, because this one starts out with a bang. Some cholos chilling, trying to play some video games. Then his hood rat comes in, throwing the pussy at him. Gets all mad about this, because who doesn't get mad when they're, their hood rat's trying to throw some pussy at him. So then he gets mad and beats her ass, closed fist. Then back to the game. I'm just guessing it was GTA because you don't get that mad. And then bam, opening credits. That's your hot opening.
She's like half dead on the floor and he's just sitting there like,
yeah, she's crawling around. So we got the hot opening. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. This thing's already better. And then as our group of hood rats are off to go avenge this, obviously, we get a random knife fight. I'm pretty sure one of the girls lost her baby in an ass beating. Then they're looking for, one of the girls has a bat. Like, we need bats. And all of a sudden they fucking find mystery bats in the hood. Because everywhere in the hood you go, there's fucking bats. And then, they fight. They run into who doesn't just run into another random group of hood rats as they're strolling the city. And you know what? They got to fight them. So you get the big fight, the hood rat fight. So then after we defeat the hood rats, we're back on our mission. But wait, drive by. So, and then I think we find another group of hood rats. We end up in the hood whorehouse, which I've never seen the hood whore, but it was okay. We're in the hood whorehouse. Then we got some more fights. One gets away and starts fighting with some other chick. We end up with the final cholo boss. One thing, they were wearing Dockers, not Dickies. That's not very hood. And all the rats work together for the barrio. This is really a woman empowerment movie. So there we go.
You kind of summed it up. Yeah. I mean, it's like John Wick with whores, I guess.
Hood rats, sir. Hood rats. Not all hood rats.
Hood rats. This is true.
So that's that. There we go. And if it sounds fun, that's how I sold Dan into watching it. So Dan, is it as fun as I just said?
This one is fun. Shitty, but shitty fun. The line, so at one point when she's giving this rah revenge speech, so that the hood rats are going to unite and go try and get revenge. She's like, one bitch for all and all for one bitch. And then you're right. They just magically find baseball bats everywhere. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe, just they're just, there's just baseball bats lying around everywhere. And so yeah, after this opening, which is dark, but the way it's played is like you're watching the Three Stooges. Just the Three Stooges commit domestic violence is essentially the opening of of this movie. And you're right, like it's essentially a video game because I think there's like 5 groups of just random groups of rival hood rats that they just fight.
Technically, one group is a group of Karens, I guess you'd say, right?
I guess so. I mean, women. Yeah, but they were also kind of hood rats too. They weren't typical like. I don't think like Karens converge in like groups to just go baseball bat fight people on the street.
If they really don't like them hood rats, you never know. I don't know what Karens do when they get together.
I mean, if they ran into the group of Karens in like a country club or something, I don't know.
This was based on a true story, Dan, if you didn't know.
100% true. But yeah, no, it goes from like fight after fight And honestly, you can tell he grew as a filmmaker because this is like 4 years after the first film. And honestly, some of the fight scenes are fine. Like they're actually not terribly choreographed, which can be an issue in a really low budget film. Um, uh, and some of the fights are extra brutal for the tone because like there's one where Lucia just basically like fucking beats this chick like on just keeps hitting her, and then it's like, okay, she'd be fucking dead by now, but cool. And it does. I laughed. I think that was the third Hoodrat fight where it's kind of like the suburban like mom gang that they just fight. They kind of look like discount bin American Gladiator girls, which I thought was kind of funny. It was just like, let's just like ISIS. She just looks like now she just looks like a fucking Karen. It's just like 10 years later, they're hoping for the show to get renewed, and it just never does.
And I'm pretty sure like all these would have been dead from these battles like multiple times because they're just popping them with bats and everything. I'm like, damn.
I was gonna say, like, somebody swinging a bat at you, you're only taking so many of those hits before you're just
come on. We've all seen how Sting used to deliver those bat shots.
Exactly. And then man, it is basically John Wick. That should go if it gets a 4K release. I expect that. It's like a
John Wick sounds like a foreign film. I don't like that.
John Wick.
Yeah, makes it sound like it's some Hong Kong flick.
I want John Wick now. Starring Chow Yun Fat. John Wick. He was a male escort.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, I don't want to book another movie. So this gets crazier and crazier. So that then the pimp baron of New Orleans, I believe they call him. We meet this guy. What he's doing exactly, like in the middle of the hood, I don't know. But this guy, I would describe him as, how do I describe him? Adam Cole, the wrestler, meets, let's just say a very, very, very flamboyant Adam Cole.
I was just to say meets Effie.
Adam Cole meets Effie. There you go. If Adam Cole and Effie fucked and had a baby, that would be the Baron.
I don't think we're right there at science yet, Dan. So,
so you meet this. You come in. This is the guy they're trying to get help from, and he's like a polite like pimp, kind of like he's like very like new age and like like I mean he still kind of has the "where's my money" moment with one of the girls. And that's like who they try and become allies with to take out the final boss. So this movie is entertaining. Again, it's bad, but the acting, much better quality acting in this versus the first film. He still has some issues writing scripts, if I'm being honest. Like,
masterpiece for this one.
Yeah, like he improved as a director. I would definitely say maybe have somebody else write the script for you next time. But this movie manages to be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, this is entertaining crap versus the first film, which I really think for the most part is just boring.
I had fun with it, but he may be famous for his two films, but he's also worked on some pretty high profile films. Most of his credits are for the camera and electrical department, so I don't know if he's shooting stuff, but I mean, May was one, 4 Rooms, but like those are like the two, like I figured that was most, for us. But yeah, he's still, working up till now. Key grip, lighting, lamp. So he's still, doing stuff. He's just not making movies anymore. But
getting that money to make Hoodrats 3.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm all in. Come on, I'm in. We'll get Dan in there, hood him up.
There
3
you go.
cameos.
Yeah, this one
Even though
might.
Dan didn't like your first film.
I did not like your first film. Sorry. But I would say that the second one, I'm gonna give it the hood approval, the Hatman hood approval.
Okay.
Understand that it is garbage going in, but
I disagree with that, and my rating's going to show that.
I shouldn't say garbage because yes, all right.
You haven't. You see, Dan, you got to take your film reviewer hat off a little bit and come a little bit down, because yeah, Dan, this is not.
I haven't rated it yet, Todd.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, you know,
I am giving it a 3. Now, I will say, considering we have all of these Hoodrats fighting each other, maybe a titty or two could have popped out.
I did have a problem with that. You know, pop a titty out. It happens. But anyway, man, see, I had a hard time with this because my enjoyment was 100% a 5. I had the most fun with this one. I'm not going to give it a 5. Calm down, Dan.
I'm just laughing. You give it a 5 if you want.
I know I can. I am, and I'm going to give it a 4 because I really did like. I almost give it a 4.5, but I don't know what room to grow. I don't want to set the bar with this as a 5. We were even a 4.5 yet, but I've already had a 5 on the Hood approved, so I don't want to do it every show. Although, you know, this one I really did love. All right, but I'm gonna stick with my gut. My gut is a 4. Check it out.
All right.
You get the DVDs of either one for about $6 on eBay. They're not streaming anywhere.
They are. The first one, at the very least, is on some multi-movie sets. So keep an eye out. Anything like usually they'll list it as like urban or street something or other. There's a few different ones that
you want these beautiful covers separately
of the girls that are. Well, the second one, you know what? And another thing I should say about Hoodrats 2 in particular,
it's a multiracial gang.
Gorgeous women in that. And yes, they bring back the trope of multiracial gangs from the 80s. So that is something that that they do observe, which I always thought was hilarious. When did that stop, Todd? I guess by the time we got late 90s, they kind of stopped.
It would still pop up once in a while, but it wasn't like all right, we need one of everyone. Come on.
It wasn't like
even the punk gang in fucking Return of the Living Dead is fucking multiracial. I mean, you know, let's be honest. Punk didn't really like I don't think Miguel Nunez would get welcomed with open arms back then. Just saying. Punk's a little different.
It would depend.
And they all would have killed that fucking Brian Peck cocksucker right then. We would have been sorry.
The Hoodrats would all just I always kind of liked it though. It's just like I know this makes no fucking sense, but it does take me back.
I get it.
I just want to see like just like you have like the Crips and they're led by Jan Michael Vincent.
Well,
like,
you know what? We're gonna have a very interesting conversation on one of our upcoming Hood shows, our big versus show, because there is a lot of vanilla up in there. So it's weird. It'll be a weird comparison when we get to them. And I can say it now. We're gonna be tackling Blood In, Blood Out versus American Me. They're gonna go head to head, and we're gonna talk about both of them. So.
Okay, yeah, that'll be
different, but you got the white boys in there, so there is a thing from the.
And there's like actual like factions now that like fight each other like Hoodrats 2 over these two movies, right?
Oh yeah. Problem is, I love both of them, so I don't know.
But you must pick one, Ted. You must pick.
Depend on my mood. I'm thinking of the soundtracks too, so. I'll have to bust up the American Me poster for that one. I need a Blood In, Blood Out poster. I don't have one.
You know, one we're talking about the multiracial gangs. I will say, again, I feel like there is an exception for women on that. Like if it's a chick that's white, black, whatever, but doesn't fit the makeup of the actual gang, the chick would still be allowed in the gang. I accurate or not?
I don't know what you're saying. If they want to kick them down, then yeah.
If a gang, if a gang member has a
Well,
girl
yeah.
that's just around, she's kind of in irregardless.
Well, I mean, there's you. Oh, Jesus, we're gonna talk gang culture. I mean, back then, you know, there you could get jumped in, and then the women could get fucked in. It was a whole different. Yeah, it's a different world.
There
So
you go.
They didn't have to get jumped in if they didn't want to.
Jumped in and fucked in.
Yes.
Both.
Well, I mean, I don't.
All right, so we'll have all that and more coming your way here on Hood Approved.
Is that your? So we did get one Hood approved movie on this show. So there we go. Hood approved. We need a little sticker to stick right on the cover.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to hold it up. I was gonna say, like, no, I think all of it, whether it's horror or not, we're still kind of keeping that together. So yeah, but we got our LA series as well, so that's not always necessarily hood stories. So if you're confused, you know, yes, there will be LA stories. We realize that doesn't necessarily, it might have elements of a hood movie, but not a true hood movie. So
well, if there's hoodie LA, we'll figure it out. Yeah, Dan, because like I said earlier, hood approved doesn't have to be LA. There's hoods everywhere.
This is true.
There's hood movies. Yeah.
And we will cover them all. So on that note, guys, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Some of this stuff you get to see live on there. So you want to tune in. Sometimes you see shows that go off the rails, and there might be stuff edited out of the YouTube broadcast for reasons that you can catch on Patreon. And we're not monetized. It all starts at just $1, so it won't break your wallet, and I think we give you quite a bit. So please support us.
Besides the American Me One, we also have another very, very fun hood show coming up too. So yes,
you can also get on our free Discord as well.
Tell us what hood movies you want to see.
Tell us some hood movies you'd like to see us cover. You can argue with Cliff Booth and let him know how beautiful Fairuza Balk is. You know, Ben Grimm's on there. Lots of icons.
Why did she come up on the Hood show, Dan?
It's Fairuza Balk. She would be welcome in any.
Because she was from the Hood of Oz. Come on.
From the mean streets of Oz, Todd.
Well, her Oz was pretty fucked up. So.
You got Kevin Nash running that shit. It's like really fucking. It's brutal in Oz.
Nash, Jesus Christ.
Yes, there you go, Ted.
Oh, well, that's I know.
Since you didn't get it, I will pat myself on the back.
I forget. I mean, he played a place in WCW, not a person.
So follow the yellow brick road and try not to break its quad.
He's going to debut as Texas because he's a whole.
Coming soon. Just all right, guys. We hope you had fun. Go hug a hood rat, and we'll see you here next time. Come again hard.
Money's on the dresser.